Hi and welcome to my channel. So today we have our first SAS challenge which is find missing week, and let me explain you this problem first. So in this problem we have a dataset, and in this dataset we have PID, sales date and sales amount. So this dataset is about the sales done by this person ID, which is 201 in each week. So that means this person ID 201 has done the sales of 140 on this week, which is 7/11/2024. Then on the next week, which is 7/18/2024, he again did the sales, which is 160 amount. So this is our dataset, and from this input dataset we want to find the missing week when this person has not done any sales. So first let's try to look into our approach to solve this problem. So initially we have this dataset, and from this dataset what we will do is we will find out the minimum sales date and maximum sales date. And we are doing this because if we will try to find out the missing week, then the missing week will be in this range between this minimum date or maximum date. So the minimum date from this dataset is 7/11/2024, and the maximum date is 8/29/2024. So this will be our step 1, and in our next step, which is step 2, we will try to find all the weeks between these dates. So that means all weeks between min date and max date. And we can do this by taking this min date, and in the next iteration we will add +7, or we are adding 1 week to its previous date. And by doing this we can find out the rest of the weeks as well, and we have to find this for this range, which will be between this minimum date and maximum date, including this minimum and maximum date. So when we will do this, we will get these number of weeks. After getting this data, we can check the dates that are present in our step 2 dataset but not present in our initial dataset. And so let's highlight them. Now we are left with only 2 dates, so we can say that from all of these weeks there are 2 weeks dates that are not present in our input dataset. So that is why these 2 dates are in our output. So this is our problem. Now let's see how we can solve this problem. So we have this sales data, and let's run this. So this is our initial data set, and as per our approach, first let's try to find out the minimum sales date and maximum sales date. And we can do this by using proc SQL, and we can write our code as proc SQL quit, and inside this select minimum of sales date from this sales data set. And also we can do the same for max date. Let's run this. So this is our minimum and maximum date. Currently, if you can see these as numbers, the reason is because we have not formatted these dates. So let's capture them in a macro variable and format them and try to check if we are getting the correct date. So we can do this by using into and min date. We are creating this macro variable and also doing the same. And also let's print them. %put, because we want to print them by and also format them. So we are using this sys function, and inside this we are using put n and min date. And also let's format them, and let's format them in mmtdyy 10 dot format. And also let's do the same for max date, and let's print them. So if you can see, now we have the minimum date as 7/11/2024 and maximum date as 8/29/2024. So you can see our minimum date and maximum date are matching. So our first step is done, and in the next step we want to create a dataset, and in this dataset we want to find all the dates including these dates and also all the weeks dates that are in between them. So let's do this. We are creating one more dataset and we are saying this as all weeks dates, and initially we are assigning minimum date to it, which is start date equal to ampersand min date. And we are assigning this minimum date because we need some starting point, right? So this minimum date will work as a starting date for this entire data set. And in the next step, we are saying that do while this start date is less than ampersand max date. And also we have to give less than equal to, because we want to generate the date from this min date till less than equal to max date. So this is our condition, and inside this we are saying that if start date less than equal to ampersand max date, then output. So whenever we have this start date less than maximum date, we are outputting those dates. And in the next step we are adding 7 to this start date to get the next week date. And we can do this by using int nx function, and in this we are adding days in start date and we are adding 7 day to get the next week date. And we can end this loop, and let's run this, and also let's print this using proc print data equal to all weeks dates and run. So let's run this now. So you can see we are getting the dates, but these dates are not in the right format. So let's format them to see if we are getting the correct dates. And we can do this by using format, and we want to format this start date in, again let's use the same format, which is mndd by 10 dot. So let's run this. Okay, so our minimum date was 7/11/24 and our maximum date was 8/29/24. And let's add 7 to this 7/11. We are getting 7/18, right? Because 11 plus 7 is 18. So this is correct. And when we will add again 7 to this 18, 18 plus 7 is 25. So this is also correct. So this is how we are generating this dates dataset. In this dataset we have all the weeks date available. Now from this dataset and from our initial dataset, we have to check what are all the dates that are present in this dataset but not present in our initial dataset. So those dates will be our final output dates. So we can do this by using proc SQL, and we can say that proc SQL and select, because this is a start date, so let's select start date from this all weeks dataset except these dates that are present in select SLSDT from sales. And let's run this. So what we are saying is we want all the dates from all weeks date dataset, because in this dataset we have all the dates, and we want only those that are not present in this another date dataset, which is sales dataset. By doing this we can get only those dates that are those weeks dates that are missing from this sales dataset, right? Yeah, so these are the two dates that are not present in our input dataset. So this will be our output, and this is how you can solve this problem. Thank you.